Breaking news! What if I told you that a Ravens rookie is already turning heads in practice, a key veteran may be quietly losing his edge, and a rising star is building a case to be the most surprising weapon on both sides of the ball? That's not speculation, it's the reality unfolding in Baltimore right now. There are rumors, bold predictions, and moves being made behind the scenes that could completely change the team's identity heading into 2025. But before we go any further, please like this post if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always great to see fans of all ages cheering for this team. And if you'd like, comment "Go Ravens" right now to let us know you're in it with us. Now, let's get right to it. Let's dive in. The name Adisa Adafoa is already echoing through Baltimore like a thunderclap, and not without reason. This man has packed on 20 pounds of muscle during the offseason, and the early reviews from those watching closely suggest that he might just be on the brink of a breakout. While Justin Matabike still commands attention and double teams, his physical transformation could tip the scale. He nearly led the team in sacks last season, and now, with added size and a renewed strength element, the Ravens may be looking at a real difference maker on the edge. Don't be surprised if he becomes the sack leader this year. But we've got to talk rookies too. The OTA buzz around Lejendi Wester is real, flashing explosiveness on special teams and gaining the attention of the Ravens coaching staff. Wester has made an early impression. Now, let's not jump to conclusions. Wester breaking into a crowded wide receiver room isn't going to be easy. This group already includes Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and new addition DeAndre Hopkins. Still, if Wester keeps turning heads, he could force Baltimore to make some tough decisions. Speaking of wide receivers, let's address the elephant in the room, the DeAndre Hopkins expectations. Can he transform from old and washed to a top-tier playmaker like Derrick Henry did last season? The short answer is no, at least not to the same degree. Henry nearly put up 2,000 rushing yards and was the best back in the league. Hopkins won't be WR1 or WR2 on this roster, but if he ends the year with 700-plus yards and 7 touchdowns, that's still a valuable weapon, especially in clutch moments. And then there's the linebacker situation. Roquan Smith needs a solid partner in the middle. Right now, the options are Trenton Simpson, who was benched late last season, and rookie Teddy Buchanan. Buchanan's athleticism and coverage skills contrast nicely with Roquan's game, but is he ready in year one? The safer route might be a veteran signing. Names like Kazir White or even a reunion with C.J. Mosley could be on the table if the Ravens feel uneasy heading into training camp. Let's also highlight a defensive name that fans might be sleeping on, Mike Green. Though he's unlikely to leap over Adaf or Kyle Van Noy in the outside linebacker depth chart, Green is fast, powerful, and disruptive. If the Ravens want to save Van Noy's legs and keep him fresh, Green could be used heavily on early downs or even third downs. The coaching staff believes in him, and for good reason. He might be the sleeper pick to watch this season. Meanwhile, over in the secondary, Nate Wiggins is drawing comparisons and setting expectations. Some are already wondering if he could become the best cornerback on the roster. Marlon Humphrey still brings veteran leadership and talent, but if Wiggins makes the leap fans and coaches hope for, he might anchor that outside corner spot faster than expected. Now here's one of the most compelling questions facing the team, with limited cap space projected around $5 million in effective cap after roster and practice squad adjustments. Can the Ravens realistically swing a blockbuster move like trading for Jalen Ramsey? Technically, yes. But practically, it's a long shot. Those funds may be better spent on shoring up linebacker or cornerback depth with lower profile but still impactful veterans. And then there's the tight end situation, a bit more under the radar but equally important. Mark Andrews has long been a go-to weapon, but there's a growing feeling that Isaiah likely could finally emerge as the lead tight end by season's end. It's not about Andrews being washed, it's about likely showing flashes that he might be the future at the position. That could mean fewer targets for Andrews, fewer touchdowns, and a shift in red zone schemes. Now, all eyes are on players like Devontae Walker, who had just one catch for a touchdown last season but is being tipped as a potential breakout for 2025. If he ends up third on the team in receiving yards, no one should be surprised. He's shown speed, size, and a knack for getting open. With continued growth and opportunity, this could be his year. So now the big question for Ravens fans, with all of these shifts, rookies making waves, veterans being challenged, and new roles emerging, who do you think will have the biggest surprise impact on the 2025 Ravens roster? Let's keep going. As we look deeper into the 2025 outlook, One name that's quietly generating a lot of internal buzz is Keaton Mitchell. The Ravens' young running back is reportedly not just back to full health, he's faster than ever. And that's not just optimism talking. According to Mitchell himself, he's clocking in at speeds that surpass even his pre-draft numbers. That's huge for a guy whose value lies in his explosiveness and ability to break a game open. With Derrick Henry anchoring the power game, Mitchell brings the perfect complement, a home run hitter who can keep defenses guessing. Now let's talk about the dynamics in that running back room. Justice Hill has been a loyal contributor, but let's be honest, he doesn't pose the same kind of threat when the ball is in his hands. Keaton Mitchell does, and if the Ravens are serious about maximizing this backfield's versatility, Mitchell should be on the field often, not just as a gadget or change of pace guy, but as a legitimate weapon in their arsenal. There's no need to chase a veteran like Nick Chubb for depth, especially not when Mitchell is poised to become a game changer. But it's not just the offense where youth is challenging the status quo. On the defensive line, rookie defensive tackle Anthony Pop Peoples could be primed for a surprisingly important role. Why? Because the Ravens' D-line isn't particularly deep, and Peoples has already shown in OTAs that he belongs. While Lejanti Wester may be making noise in the return game and as a depth wide receiver, Peoples could get more actual defensive snaps simply due to positional need. It's not a knock on Wester, it's just the reality of opportunity. And that brings us to another player with a chip on his shoulder and a lot to prove, Trenton Simpson. Once expected to be a cornerstone alongside Roquan Smith, Simpson's 2024 season ended in disappointment, capped off by being benched late in the year. The potential is still there. He's a rangy linebacker with athletic upside, but the margin for error is shrinking. The front office isn't waiting around. If Simpson doesn't turn things around quickly, the Ravens could pivot hard, maybe even before week 1, by bringing in someone with experience. In the secondary, Julian Blackmon versus Mike Hilton is a debate worth watching. If it comes down to a signing to patch up the depth chart, Julian Blackmon seems like the safer long-term investment, given his age and projected upside. But here's the thing, it might not be either of them. The Ravens could very well opt to spend on a cornerback rather than a safety. Think names like Asante Samuel Jr., who would bring youth, versatility, and scheme fit. One area where fans are sharply divided is the wide receiver room. The idea of trading for a star like Chris Olave has been floated, but it doesn't seem necessary, at least not yet. The organization still believes in Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, and with Hopkins in the mix plus Devontae Walker gaining steam, there's no rush. But let's be real, if by mid-season, Flowers isn't producing like a WR1, this front office might pick up the phone. And what about the tight ends? Mark Andrews has long been a favorite target for Lamar Jackson, but the emergence of Isaiah Likely is more than just preseason hype. Likely could very well be TE1 by the end of the year, not because Andrews is falling off, but because Likely is ready to rise. The shift won't happen overnight, but the balance of targets and red zone looks could start tilting in Likely's favor sooner than later. Looking at breakout candidates, Devontae Walker is not alone. One of the biggest questions is, who joins him? Who becomes that unexpected contributor who flips a game, or even the season? Whether it's Mike Green off the edge, Keaton Mitchell in the open field, or a rookie like Peoples on the interior, this team is stacked with talent waiting to explode. And then there's Lamar Jackson, the heartbeat of this franchise. If there's one thing fans need to remember, it's this. As long as Lamar is your quarterback, every year is potentially the year. His leadership, playmaking, and determination are unmatched. There's no rebuild here. This is a team that expects to win now. So the pieces are falling into place. Some are old veterans fighting to keep their spot. Others are rookies and second-year players ready to take over. The chemistry is forming. The coaching staff is watching, and the expectations are sky high. But with all this change and all this potential, one final question remains. Which of these moves will actually pay off? And which risks could come back to haunt them? Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It really helps the channel grow and brings more Ravens fans into the flock. And be sure to check out the videos on your screen for even more Ravens insights, rumors, and breakdowns. Until next time, let's go Ravens!